John Piper's insights on finding joy in suffering. Let me tell you this, dear viewers. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to find joy even amidst their suffering? Have you ever found yourself asking if it's possible to find happiness when life throws you curveballs? Well, today, we're diving into John Piper's profound insights on finding joy in suffering. Piper, a renowned pastor and theologian, has dedicated his life to understanding and articulating how one can find peace and joy in the midst of trials. You might be wondering, isn't finding joy in suffering somewhat paradoxical? How do you find happiness when life seems to be pulling you down? Let's explore how Piper believes we can find joy in suffering through a lens of hope, faith, and purpose. Here's something you should know. John Piper was himself deeply tested by illness and pain during his time. In his book, Desiring God, he shares his own struggles and how he found strength and joy in the midst of his suffering. So what is Piper's insight? He argues that joy in suffering comes from understanding that our suffering is not random or meaningless. It is part of a greater plan, often hidden from us, but which serves a divine purpose. Here's a real-life example from Piper's own life. When he was diagnosed with cancer, he didn't lose his sense of hope or joy. Instead, he saw his suffering as a way to bring him closer to God and to others. Let me tell you this. Piper suggests that we should see suffering as an opportunity for growth and transformation. He believes that our suffering can be used to refine us, making us more like Christ and more capable of helping others who are going through similar trials. This is why he emphasizes the importance of perseverance and the belief that God is at work in our lives, even when we don't understand why. But here's the catch: finding joy in suffering is not about denying the pain or pretending that everything is okay. Piper says that acknowledging our suffering and expressing it to God and others is crucial. He believes that sharing our pain with others helps us feel less alone and gives us a chance to receive comfort and support. This is where community plays a significant role in finding joy in suffering. Piper stresses the importance of building a strong network of support around us, whether it's friends, family, or fellow believers. In Piper's view, joy in suffering doesn't come from eliminating pain, but from finding meaning and purpose in it. He suggests that we should focus on the bigger picture and remember that our suffering is temporary compared to eternity. This perspective allows us to see our current trials as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to happiness. Now, let's consider a personal anecdote. Imagine being diagnosed with a terminal illness. Your world could quickly become a dark place filled with fear and uncertainty. But instead of letting these feelings consume you, you could choose to see them as an opportunity to serve others, to share your story, and to find peace in knowing that your suffering has a purpose. Piper believes that finding joy in suffering also means living with gratitude and appreciation for the blessings in our lives. Even in the midst of trials, there are still things we can be thankful for. This perspective can help shift our focus away from negative thoughts and towards positivity. So, how can you apply these insights to your own life? Piper encourages us to pray and meditate on God's promises. He suggests focusing on passages like Romans 8:28, which says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." By reflecting on such verses, we can remind ourselves of God's sovereignty and His plans for our lives. Furthermore, Piper advocates for a lifestyle of gratitude. He suggests keeping a journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day, no matter how small they may seem. This practice can help shift our mindset and focus on the positive aspects of our lives. Lastly, Piper emphasizes the importance of community. He believes that we are not meant to go through life alone. Sharing our struggles with others can provide comfort and encouragement. Joining a support group or reaching out to friends and family can make a huge difference. In conclusion, dear viewers, finding joy in suffering is a journey that requires courage, faith, and perseverance. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Remember, John Piper's insights offer us a path forward, reminding us that our suffering can be transformed into a source of joy and purpose. So, as you face your challenges, keep in mind that you are not alone. You have the power to find hope, meaning, and joy in the midst of your trials. Here's something you should know. The beauty of finding joy in suffering lies in the fact that it can inspire others, spreading light and hope wherever you go. Thank you for watching, and I hope these insights will encourage you to embrace the joy of suffering.